What's going on, guys? Professor Nick here. I help students crush it at college. Today we are going to talk about how to set SMART goals for students. If you are interested in this topic or others just like it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and smash that bell icon so you stay notified. Let's go ahead and just jump right into it. So what is a SMART goal? In life, very often people are going to have goals or ambitions or dreams, but if they don't have a very specific or concrete action plan to achieve those goals, and they haven't clearly defined it, and they don't have a timeline, they are just never going to achieve that goal. So today I want to tell you exactly how to set those goals that you can actually achieve and follow through on. And we do this with what is called a SMART goal, S-M-A-R-T. This is a goal that is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. And I am going to jump into each of those 5 points. Let's go ahead and start with specific. Very often people will set a goal and they don't actually know what it is they're trying to achieve, which makes it impossible to get that goal. So some examples of goals that are not specific that you just are not going to achieve are things like I want to be rich, I want to be healthier, I want to be a singer. Well, what does it mean to be a singer? What exactly do you mean being healthier? You want to be rich? How rich is rich, right? So some better ways to set a specific goal would be, for example, instead of saying, I want to be rich, I might say, I want to make an extra $5,000 a month. Now I can actually ask myself, how do I do that? What do I have to do to make that? Now I have a much clearer vision of what I have to actually do to get that goal. So be specific. You have to be able to answer the question, how do I know whether or not I hit my goal? So that leads me to the next point here, which is the M, and M is measurable. So how do you know whether or not you hit your goal? It has to have some kind of number to it. This is going to be usually a quantity, it might be dollar amount. If I was trying to grow my YouTube, for example, I might say that I want to have 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, or I want to have 200 subscribers by the end of February. There needs to be a number or metric involved so that you know whether or not you hit it. So now that you have a specific and measurable goal, let's go into action and say, how do you actually achieve that goal? And the A is for attainable, or sometimes called achievable. Now look, I am a very idealistic person. I am a big thinker. I have massive ambitions and dreams in life. But even so, I always maintain some level of realism. There needs to be some amount of realism involved in the goal. Otherwise, it's just not going to happen. So with attainable, you are really asking yourself the question, how? How am I going to get to that goal? So for example, if I say that I want to make an extra $5,000 a month, I might ask the question, what do I have to do to get that? Well, I might get $1,000 a month per client. So to get the 5,000, I need 5 extra clients. Now that I have that number, I can say to myself, well, what do I have to do to get 5 extra clients? So now, having made it specific, measurable, attainable, it's much more realistic. If your goal is kind of a big, like huge, massive goal that you're trying to do, it might be helpful to kind of break it into smaller pieces and break it down in a more manageable time scale, like by month or week, for example. Very oftentimes we have these huge, massive dreams, and you might ask yourself, why? Why do you have that goal, that ambition exactly? So that leads me into R, which is relevant. This dream should be relevant to you. You really want to have some kind of path forward, some kind of clear vision for yourself in the future. It's one of the hardest things to do, especially if you are an undergrad student. If you are struggling actually with picking a major, I have a guide on my website that you can download for free, the ultimate guide to choosing a major. I will drop the link for that in the description if you are interested. So how do we keep a goal relevant, right? So with the R, relevant, you are really trying to answer the question of why. Why do you have this goal? So once you start asking the why questions, it really reveals something. When we have the goal, oftentimes we don't want the thing itself. We want the experience or emotion that results from it. And there might be many different paths to get there. So for example, if I want to make a certain amount of money, like I want to be a millionaire and have a really cool car, I might ask myself, why? Why exactly do I want that? Well, I want the money so I can feel respect. Well, why do I want respect? Well, I guess I never felt respected growing up. or something like that, right? So you start peeling back the layers and seeing the underlying psychology behind your goal. So with R, relevant, you need to be asking yourself, how relevant is this goal actually to me? One of the things that is a cause for relevance here is how quickly you are going to get that goal, and that brings me into T, which is time bound. You absolutely will not hit your goal if you don't have a time frame for it. You're trying to get X number by Y date. So X number by Y date, I want 2,000 subscribers by next March. If you are not time bound, you won't hit that goal. I guarantee it. You might find it helpful to break this down into months or years and kind of write out the steps there. This is important because some kinds of growth in terms of a metric is not always linear. So be aware of how that time is going to scale. One of the tools that I really like for getting stuff done is Asana. With Asana, you can plot out all of the tasks you want to do and also build out a due date and a time frame. If you're working with a team, you can assign different tasks to different people. And for students, actually, I believe you can get 6 months of Asana Premium absolutely free. I'll put the link for that in the description. Check that out. It's highly recommended. Another thing that is really, really helpful for you as a student and just as a person in general to hit your goals is accountability. The role of other people in your life in getting your goals done is absolutely critical. I have a Facebook group actually that you can join for free and be part of this community of thriving, successful, ambitious people who are setting goals and achieving them. So I invite you to join the Facebook group if you're interested. I will drop the link in the description below. That's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Give this a like if you enjoyed. Drop me a comment. Let me know what your big goal is for 2020. Be sure to subscribe for more fantastic videos. This is Professor Nick signing off, and I will see you next time.